Hi everyone, welcome to topic 4, Penne for your thoughts. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. We're doing health and fitness this topic, as you know, and we're joined today by Nigella Lawson. Some people call her Ella. Ella, what are we cooking today?
So, if you listen to our before episode, we thought it would be a cute idea to cook an AIP friendly lunch or dinner. So that's what we're doing. So AIP is what I've been on, which is the anti-inflammatory protocol diet for the past couple of weeks. And it's been an experience. And I just want to share that experience with Emma.
Because it's so much fun. Gives me a break from my water. So what is the recipe?
So we're going to make turkey lettuce wraps.
Woo!
Num num, David.
So excited. So Ella is going to make me a lovely meal. I'm going to help if she wants me to.
For sure.
And then we'll be going through some of our listener questions, which, oh my gosh, there were so many.
I'm so excited. We got heaps.
So we're going to run through a couple of them today because they were all so amazing. We want to spend all the time and energy going through them. So we'll go through a couple today, but then we figured, hey, why not? We're going to be doing a couple of bonus episodes fully answering all of your questions. So if we don't get to them today, we'll definitely get to them in future. And then, of course, what Penne for your thoughts episode would it be without a fuck, marry, kill?
Can't wait for that one.
I have a feeling it's going to be a bit unhinged.
I think it will be.
So let's dive in. Els, what would you like me to do?
So I thought I'd just do a quick refresher on what AIP is and what I have and haven't been able to eat to set the scene. I've got my phone because it's a bit of a long list of what I can't eat. So essentially it's autoimmune protocol diet where we're looking at trying to reduce the food and things that you put in your body that aids in inflammation. So you go on this diet for either 30, 60 or 90 days and then you have to slowly reintroduce foods back into your system and sort of monitor whether or not you get flare-ups or not. So the things you can eat are a lot smaller and simpler. So I'll go through that. But essentially it's any protein, so fish or, turkey in this case, chicken, steak. It just has to be good quality. So you can't do sausages because obviously it's mixed with other bits and pieces, right? So it's got to be really pure.
You need to know what's going into them.
See. And then all of the veggies, you can eat lots and lots of veggies. You just can't have anything from the nightshade family.
What is it though?
What is the nightshades?
What is nightshade?
So nightshades are, I don't know the scientific thing, but it's like tomatoes.
Okay.
And anything in association with tomatoes.
Okay.
So like I saw it as anything with any vegetables you would normally think of vegetables with seeds in them. So that's like capsicum, tomatoes, and other stuff, or eggplant is another one. So you can do lots of like leafy greens. We've got zucchini here, we've got carrots, spring onions, we've got shrooms, and then
my kind of lunch.
And you can have all the fruits, obviously except tomatoes, because tomatoes is a fruits. But you've just got to be conscious of like the sugar content, obviously, with that. So you don't go too heavy on.
So I can't have like a whole bag of crunchy green grapes.
No, probs not.
Okay.
Because that will spike your glucose and you don't want that.
Okay.
But yes, what else? In terms of fats, you can have avocados, oils. They've got to be just extra virgin olive oil, super, super pure. You can't have eggs, which I thought was really interesting. But you can have citrus like grapefruit. Can you have oranges? Yes, you can have oranges.
Yeah, because you're not a big orange eater.
No, but you're allowed. And then in terms of herbs and spices, think of the stuff that's like green and leafy, so like oregano and stuff like that. You can't do cumin or paprika and those sort of spices that I love. You can have garlic powder, and I have been living off garlic powder in all of my fucking recipes. I'm so like, seriously, you want flavor? But garlic powder, done.
Because when we were setting up for this, I was like, okay, I was like, what else can I get out for you? I got out the salt and pepper. I got out, all the spices. She was like, okay, no, take all of that away. Just salt.
Just salt.
And we've got minced garlic. So Els will be eating that with a spoon later for dessert.
So, yes, you can't have cracked pepper. So it's really interesting. There's some quirks to the protocol. And then, obviously, when you're doing a we're doing like, is it san choy? Do you know what I mean?
The lettuce cups. The lettuce cups.
Now, to any of our Asian followers, this is going to be the most whitest, blandest version of lettuce cups you've ever seen. So I apologize in advance.
The fact that we're calling them lettuce cups.
Lettuce cups.
They're lettuce cups.
Because you can't even call them by its, Asian title because it's not. It's a bastardized version. I have made our own sort of like dressing that I'm going to cook the meat in.
I was wondering, it looks really good. It smells amazing. Thanks. What's in it?
So you can't have soy sauce and you can't have all that nice, beautiful Asian ingredients. So it's coconut amino, yum, which is like the soy sauce, bone broth, yum, garlic powder, salt. You're so excited. I know. What else is in there? That's pretty much it. Bit of salt, and apple cider vinegar. We're gonna get good. So that's our flavor. That's as far as flavor gets. And then you can have lettuce to your heart's content.
Okay.
So, ready for rock and roll?
Let's do it.
All right.
Woo!
I can't open this jar. Can you open the jar for me? It's really hard. See, she had so much confidence. Did you see that?
I did have a lot of confidence. I need the thing.
Have the tea towel.
No pressure.
Oh, you did fabulous job.
There you go. I need to open the garlic as well while I'm at it.
It's not bad.
Ooh,
right?
That smells actually really good.
So I thought this, out of all the recipes I've been cooking, this would probably be the tastiest. Okay. Here's hoping. So essentially what we're going to do is you've got all your veggies. I'm just going to dice them up and chuck that in and cook it with the minced turkey. And then we'll wash the lettuce and we'll slap the mixture in the lettuce.
Great.
And off we go.
Sounds like a plan. I'm so excited.
I love it. So I'm just going to be choppy and then we'll just chat whilst we do it.
Yeah. So how have you been finding this? So you mentioned that you've tried a couple of different recipes and this one was the most flavoursome. You've been having some really cool lunches as well that I've been seeing. But was that turkey mince as well?
Yeah.
It's all just turkey mince.
It's all just minced food. I don't need my teeth anymore.
I made a mince milkshake the other day. It was delicious. Great. So yeah, talk me through it. So how have you been going with this so far?
So it's been difficult, I think, because I've gone from 0 to 6,000 in a very short amount of time.
I'm just going to get you another bowl. But yeah, keep going.
So much. So what's really been difficult is the cravings and trying to not listen to them, especially around things like coffee. I really miss my coffee and my sweet treats.
I bet.
But even it's not been very practical with a family and, especially my little one.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that, I'm cooking 6 meals, because I have my meal and then I have to make a separate lunch and then what he has for dinner is, I can't have. So it's been a bit difficult in that respect, but I have been feeling better. So after maybe the first week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm feeling my energy levels have improved, especially that mind fog that I've been having. What else? The cravings are getting better, but it's been really hard just trying to push through that.
Yeah.
I've noticed I've been having more breakfasts than before and a lot more protein. So I'm finding that I am staying fuller for longer.
Okay.
Because, for example, my breakfasts, now don't judge me, have been cooked up turkey mince with spinach, cauliflower rice, carrots, shrooms, sweet potatoes. Been having heaps of sweet potatoes.
I can't take you seriously when you call them shrooms. I'm just thinking about you wigging out at breakfast time and then rocking up to work like,
I wish. So yeah, that's what I've been having pretty much on repeat.
But that sounds nice though.
Look, it tastes okay, but when you have it every meal.
But how is that? So especially for breakfast, because you and I both don't leave a lot of time in the mornings for ourselves. You're a doom scroller in the morning. We know that. So as far as, the cauliflower rice comes to mind because I love cauliflower rice, but it's the prep that kills me. So do you meal prep your breakfasts or is that fresh?
No, I meal prep pretty much everything. So I'll do a big batch of, so this turkey mince, for example, if I wasn't making lettuce wraps, I would just do bulk mince, put it in the fridge, and then have it maybe over like lettuce wraps, or you could have cauliflower rice, or just with sweet potato on the side. That sort of stuff. So I've been bulking and meal prepping a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? I'm trying to think like tips and tricks.
So the other day at work, because I've been trying to get onto the turkey bandwagon because I'm trying to watch my weight, and so turkey being quite lean, I've been trying to get into it. But I always find it quite bland. But then what you had in your lunch the other day, the turkey it did actually taste quite seasoned. You had some kind of leafy green something in it. Was that?
So I had a lot of frozen spinach.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't gel with fresh spinach. Spinach. So I just took the water and nuked it and squeezed the water out of it. And then added that in. I also had parsley, coriander, what else? Grated carrot in there.
Okay.
Mushrooms as well.
Oh, okay.
So I've just been packing the mince in with just a lot of veg. And then lots of garlic powder and salt.
Yep.
Maybe a bit of oregano.
All right, I'm not making out with you after you eat this.
No,
Sorry.
you can't. So I was like,
make out session is done.
Damn it.
Sorry.
But
not while you're on this diet.
Yeah, but if we're both garlicky, it cancels out the garlic.
It's
right?
neutral.
It's neutral.
Completely neutral.
Oh,
well, actually, look, to be honest, I am really excited for this lunch because it actually smells really good. That dressing smells amazing. And I love all the things that you're putting together. So, hey, why not?
It should all work
It's just
out.
the peppers. I couldn't live without the pepper.
The pepper, yeah. And I've been finding it really hard living without eggs.
Yeah. Especially the Italian in us.
Italian. Oh, and canned tomatoes.
Yeah.
And the pasta. No pasta.
We don't talk about that.
No rice. Yeah, okay. It's all hitting me now. So,
yeah.
Yes.
It has been hard as well because we mentioned it in the before episode. Like, I can't remember what you can and can't have. So we're used to going and grabbing coffees and stuff. And I feel terrible because every time I'm like, oh, can I get you a coffee? So now I've had to change it to like, can I get you anything? A water. Anything.
Oh, and I can't have any dairy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been difficult. But what was I going to say? It's interesting in the sense of why. I don't know if you're the same. But I've been feeling really good on this diet.
Yep.
Will I stick to it? Perhaps not.
Okay.
Because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I've not been able to go out and eat like at restaurants. I've not been able to, sometimes the convenience of, I don't know, an up and go. Or
I was actually going to say up and go. Wait,
You can't.
I trust you.
Yeah.
But I want to see.
Babes, it's dairy.
But like in my mind, I'm like, but I get it in the pantry aisle.
So there's no dairy.
There's no dairy in there.
Right? Where's the ingredients? That's this side here.
Lunch is down the drain.
Oh no.
Okay, water. So you're good so far,
right?
Skim milk powder.
No.
Oh, soy protein.
No.
Wheat.
No.
Another milk protein.
Perhaps no.
This is actually putting me off up and goes. Yeah. There's a lot of numbers in these.
Yeah.
There's gum, 460, 466, 407.
I'm grating a carrot, by the way, if anyone listening.
Not her having really rigorous sex on a springy mattress. Oh, stabilizer, 452. Oh, vitamins. Vitamin C, B3, A, D2, B2, B1. Bananas and pajamas are in here.
There you go.
But it's a strawberry one, not a banana one. B12, B6, and salt. You can have that.
I can have that.
So,
last ingredient.
If you go to the ocean and drink, you can have that. You can have water and salt.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really put me off up and goes, to be honest.
Oh, it's all right.
No, it's all right.
But it's been interesting.
Will I keep going? Yeah.
Doing a shot and having to look at the back of everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit in things, like just deli meats as well. You know, when you make that's mine. Like deli meats, and there's so many like preservatives in them, and cereal bars. So it's really made me think, wow, what am I, like AP diet or no AP diet? What am I putting in my body, and what am I feeding my child?
Yeah. It reminds me of, I remember, I don't know if your primary school had this as well, but I vividly remember being in year 6 and sitting in the undercover area, and it was when everyone was discovering how chicken nuggets were made. And I'm not saying all chicken nuggets are made this way, but there was that big thing coming out where it's like, it's all the leftovers and they just chuck them in a grinder, and then that is chicken nuggets. And ever since then, do I still eat chicken nuggets? Yeah. Did I have a Happy Meal last night? Yeah, I did. Health and fitness. Woo. It's all about balance. I got a kids meal, not a large, so just everyone calm down. But yeah, there was that big uproar about how things were made. And as a kid, it was the worst thing in the world. But I feel like as adults, you mentioned it in the befores, it's really hard to find just really straightforward organic things now, because there's so many preservatives and additional things in everything that we eat now, unless it's fresh. But even when it's fresh, you don't know what they've put on it.
No, and then everything that you have to start, that you could cook from scratch, it all just takes time. So there is a bigger emphasis on meal prepping. Yeah. But obviously you need time and money as well. Yeah. Things are more expensive.
Things are way more expensive now. And yeah, it's just a lot of people just don't have the time to be able to do that. Are you grating both of the carrots, or is that it?
I couldn't be bothered doing the rest.
Fair enough. Grating is probably one of the worst things. Are you dicing the cucumber like you've done?
No, I'm going to put that as a little garnish.
Okay.
With the coriander.
Is there anything else that you need me to dice?
Let's do the shrooms.
I don't know how to cut shrooms.
Do you want to cut shrooms?
Yeah. Mommy. Shame me. Hey, you do one and then I'll do the others. Okay. So you got 2 big shrooms and 1 little shroom. Have I ever told you the story about when I did my first shroom?
No.
Am I allowed to talk about this?
Look, I think so. We're all friends here.
No, why not? So it was my friend's birthday, and it was the first time, and I'm always really keen to just try new things. So her partner made me some shroom tea.
Okay.
When we were at Prees, I had some shroom tea. We got in the car and we're going out to dinner. Not the best thing in hindsight. And it was a really like a small hole in the wall pizza joint in, I want to say Mount Lawley. I don't know where they took me. I want to say Mount Lawley, and it was starting to hit. I wasn't feeling sick or anything. I was feeling really good. It just felt, I didn't have a care in the world. And then I really needed to pee. And because it was a really open plan restaurant, lots of long tables, we were like really almost the only people in there. But the bathroom wasn't like a down the hall, then there's 6 stalls bathroom. It was just one unisex bathroom or toilet, powder room thing off the restaurant. So I got into the toilet and then I couldn't find the door to close it. But it opened up onto the whole restaurant. I didn't know what to do, because like this is the wall with the door, and the door opened out like that. So it was flush up against the wall, but I didn't know that at that point. So it took me so long to find that door. So I just
with
the door open. Yeah. So then luckily it was just us, but like no one could, like, I'm like the spider. If I can't see them, they can't see me, right?
Oh my God.
I cannot see you cannot see me. I'm hidden. Yeah, so it wasn't until I finished my business, because I was in a dress too, so I was like, not like my pants were on the floor kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
It was later like. And then, as I was walking back to the table, I looked around and I realised that the door was just flush up against the wall. And it was there all along.
Oh, I'm so glad you found it.
I found the door too late.
Wow. What does it feel like? Like, what's the sensation?
It's kind of, it's strange. You're kind of just really airy-fairy.
Okay.
Like, I can't really explain it. You don't, I didn't get any kind of visions or psychedelic kind of things. I just felt really like, woo, I'm a bit out of this world right now.
Oh, I love that.
I'm floating. I'm a floating little fairy in the fairyland.
When you're reading a pizzeria at Mount Lawley.
Maybe it was just a really good pizza. I don't even know if I had any pizza.
That's I just think it's really funny as well that your friend's partner dosed you up for the first time and was like, oh, let's go out for dinner.
Go out for dinner.
That's so good. I love that.
It was so much fun.
Oh my God.
It was great. I wasn't even paying attention to how you were cutting the mushrooms after all of that. Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you so much. I've never been I like the taste of mushrooms. I love like a creamy mushroom sauce and everything, but I'm not one of those people who can have really chunky mushrooms on toast.
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
I'm not that girl.
I think they're a bit like dirty tasting as she's chopping up for lunch. And a bit like, I don't know. Sometimes as well, if they're not cooked properly, they just taste of oil. Just because I soak up everything.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I get that.
You get that, yeah.
So tell me more, because I know that you've taken this topic not just to go on this diet, but I know that you've been getting some life admin things in order. How have you been finding all of that?
Pretty overwhelming in the sense that I think my problem is I don't look after myself until it's too late. I procrastinate big time on life admin stuff, anything to do around health, and that's and I think it's because of I had a lot to do with obviously health and doctors and hospitals when I was younger, being on chemo, and then when I was given the all clear, I thought I never want to come back here again. So that sort of manifested in me dragging my heels a bit when it comes to getting things checked out. So what happens in the spiral of my life is that
I can do these. I know how
you can do that.
these.
Oh my God, and you go. You can cut the spring onions up until like about here, and then we'll use the green for the
thank you
garnish. So what normally happens is I'm all right, and then work gets really crazy, life gets really crazy, everything like all my well-being and it just goes out the window. And then my health just starts to deteriorate. And I go, oh, I'm fine. I'll, get myself sorted once the craziness finishes.
Yeah.
But does it ever really finish?
No, never.
No, that's the thing.
Never. And how are you finding, because I've always had trouble actually putting what I feel into words when it comes to what I'm actually talking to them about. Like a lot of the times
like doctors?
Yeah, like when I book a doctor's appointment, I feel all the feels, and then I'm like, of course I'll remember all of this when I get in there to talk to them about it. And then it's like, oh, well, no, I can't remember anymore. Or I don't feel like they've interpreted what I've said correctly, so I'm not getting the answers that I need. Do you have that as well?
100%. I also get that feeling when I go into Kmart, my mind goes blank. So I think it's a condition. But I think it's also that you can gel with the doctor. I don't know if you're the same.
Yeah.
You go in, so I went to maybe 3 doctors trying to get these solutions around like how I'm feeling. So finished the crazy period of work, and then I thought, okay, my whole body is shutting down and I can feel it.
Yeah.
So the symptoms I was feeling mainly was I've got real bad swelling in my legs. They're feeling really heavy and achy, and my like brain fog and tiredness, lethargic. What else was I feeling? And then just feeling really like I also had like a bit of a skin condition happening, which I had this massive flare up and my whole body was just screaming at me. And so I went to my normal GP and said, hey, can I just have a bit of an MOT, like just a bit of a checkup, see how I'm going? She did some bloods, just like a general blood count. Saw the swelling in my leg, said it was just a muscular thing, even though I hadn't done anything to trigger it. She said it would go down in a couple of weeks, and that was it, really. Then my leg was still getting worse, and I went to another doctor for more of like the skin condition stuff, and turned out like she was just treating the symptoms. So I was on a course of antibiotics, but I was telling her I've already been on 3 doses of antibiotics in the past month. I feel that that's just stripping my insides, and it's obviously not doing anything because I'm still flaring up whilst on antibiotics. So she sort of said, oh, look, this, you just got to do another one and this will be the one. And she gave me some cream, which cost me $50 for a tiny little canister. So I was doing this for a couple of weeks and seeing no progress. And in the meantime, my mental health was just really copying it and feeling really upset and really down and feeling really broken, like what's wrong with me? All while still showing up at work and, you know, trying to get shit
You're very
done
good at putting on that mask.
and dealing with other people's shit. But
not mine.
Not mine. And then I suppose I just hit rock bottom, and I was finding my days where I'd show up at work, give it everything, and then come home, just crash because I had nothing left. And that lasted for quite a few weeks. Then I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go to one more doctor. So I went to my childhood doctor. I hadn't seen him in ages. Lives or works an hour and 30 minutes away from me. And I thought, no, I'm going to take the day off and I'm just going to go and see him. So I did. But before I did, I had a real big hunch of what my what I was feeling were things. And so I was going down this rabbit hole, a good rabbit hole in the sense of I wasn't just watching TikToks and, you know.
No, you researched.
Yeah. And so I went, I got all these articles, I printed them off, I made notes. And as I was going through it, I realized, oh my gosh, the skin condition I think is connected to my leg condition. And I thought, because there was quite a few journal articles on that. And I thought, fuck, if this ends up being true, I'm going to be so upset and angry because I had spoken to those other GPs and asked them point blank, hey, is there any chance that I can get tested for X, Y, and Z? And they just laughed it off going, oh, no, you don't have that. That's, you know, insane. That's not this. And I thought, oh, okay. And when you hear it more, you know, enough times, you sort of go, oh, maybe
it is me.
Right?
Yeah.
But this time round, the more I read, the more anger I got because I was dead convinced. Anyway, I went to my childhood doctor, sat down, and I had a full-on notebook with notes and diagrams and everything. And I sat down and I said to him, hear me out. I've been to a few doctors. I might look like a weirdo, and I know I'm really conscious of or aware of how doctors don't like, you know, when people come in going, oh,
tell you how to do your job kind of thing. Yeah.
And he goes, you tell me your symptoms and then you tell me what you think you've got and let's work through it. And I had maybe about 3 or 4 like conditions that I thought I had. And every one he sort of said, yeah, you've got it. Yep, I agree. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, these are the tests we need to run and this is what we need to do. The skin condition, for example, they were treating the symptoms, like I said, and he goes, you've had this for years and no one's done, like, this is what you've got, which I can't remember the name.
Oh, let me write it down for you.
Yeah, I did write it in my book. And he goes, you need to be on medication every single day. It's a thing you've got to treat, which I'm happy and fine to do, but I feel like I've been gaslit for all these years, and I feel like I've gotten worse and worse and worse for nothing when it could have been nipped in the bud. So I'm still not out of the woods. I've got heaps of tests to do, left to do, and waiting on results. But to have a doctor that finally listens to you and you feel heard, I sat in my car afterwards and I just cried because I was just so emotional.
It's a lot of build up, and it's hard to not feel that your feelings are listened to, especially when it comes to your health. And I feel like women have it really bad. And I'm not saying that men don't, but personally, I feel like we do, because there are so many hormonal imbalances that we go through.
Yeah.
And that makes it sound like an excuse, but it's not. No, it's not. The amount of things that are connected to our reproductive systems.
It's so complex.
It's so complex. And I, for one, had that a lot when I was getting really bad styes on my eyes for a really long time, to the point where my lashes were falling out and my eyes would get swollen, and I was getting really scared. Yeah. So I went to a lot of doctors to say, like, look, this is what's happening. And because they're styes, by the time you can get in to see the doctor, a lot of the time they're gone. Yeah. So I was taking in photos and explaining kind of what was going on. And it was a bit of a double-edged sword, because a lot of the time no, I shouldn't be having these reactions to what I'm about to say. But I remember one doctor honestly just got on their computer and did the equivalent of like
a Google search.
They do that.
It's bizarre.
It's not Google. It's like a system that they have, but like you're literally Googling. Like I can do that. And I remember doing that, and I just like, why am I paying you? And I walked out of there, same thing as you, with a $70 cream. That was about this big. Because they weren't asking the right questions. Because what was happening was I was so anxious at the time. I was doing that to myself. That was my trick. That was before I knew that I had that condition, that OCD, ADHD thing where I'd pull out my lashes when I was stressed. But because I was playing with them so much, I was causing my own styes, and I was doing it in my sleep. So I would wake up in the morning thinking that they're just falling out, but they weren't just falling out. I was unconsciously doing it. So but it took the right doctor to ask the right questions to be like, I don't think that's no, your body is obviously sensitive and it shouldn't be reacting in the way that it is, but are we causing it ourselves? And I'm like, maybe.
Treating the symptoms and not the condition.
Right? And as well, for a long time, because I was getting so very similar to you, they think I've got a very mild PCOS kind of thing going on. I haven't officially been tested, so I don't say that I've got it. But I was getting really bad period pains. My skin was really bad. I was still on the pill at this point. So I was on the pill. I was getting really bad period pains. My skin was awful. My moods were going up and down. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was pulling my lashes. Like everything was spiraling. At one point I was on the pill, antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, OCD medication, medication for my skin, instead of just taking me off the pill.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. So I was on so many medications, and it took me to say, no, I want to get off the pill, which I then found out people who get severe migraines with aura like I do shouldn't be on the pill because it increases your chance of stroke by like 20%. And I was on the pill for 10 years.
Wow.
Like, it's just, how do we find out things that are more aligned to what our symptoms are and to an actual root cause than what doctors do sometimes?
It's really scary.
It really annoys me. Good on us. But I'm so glad that you're on the road, like the right path, it seems.
I feel like we've got an action plan now. But I think it's conjured up a lot of complex emotions with, I don't want to jump the gun, but one of the things that they are testing is PCOS. And also I can't remember the name and I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's like Hashimoto. I said Hiroshima when I said to, I was like, I think I've got Hiroshima thyroid. And he was like, no, that's a nuclear bomb in the 40s. I was like, oh, well, okay, good to know.
I was going to say, wasn't that a volcano? But no.
I was close. You were close enough. Do you have a little spatula thing to cook the...
Yes. Okay, so these from IKEA. I'm going to rate these out of 5 right now. 5 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
So,
you like them? Oh, I like it's got a bit of a scoop element to it. Okay.
I got 2 of them. I want 10.
So nice, she bought it twice.
I know. It was crazy. But, and that's the thing. Because it's the mental load as well of, like, you can breathe out. Like, you know that you're on the right path. And, oh, my God, what's that face for?
Just turkey. Like, it's just like, there's nothing to it. There's no fat. There's no flavor. It's just like, look, it's just...
I know. That's what it surprised me, because like cooking turkey mince for the first time the other week, I was like, isn't it meant to get all like, isn't it meant to look nice? It looked really like spongy. I'm like, is it meant to... And it got really dry really quickly, and I wasn't sure whether it was me not cooking it right or... Yeah, I don't know. But I'm so glad to hear that you're on the right path for you.
Me too. I appreciate that. And I think I've just got to be patient and kind with myself. And and I also think diet plays a huge part in especially women's health. I think it's something that's really underrated and not really spoken much about.
Yeah.
I think, and I just really want to start taking it seriously. So even before seeing my doctor, in our before episode, I was sort of saying, I just want to take things into my own hands.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing I can control is my diet and what put some garlic and whack it in.
How much would you like?
Because that's all the flavour we're going to get.
Do you want more?
And I've got the saucy thing. I think we should be all right. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. Well, my trial, this topic has been trying to drink at least a litre of water a day. And it's been really crazy. And I know I showed you a couple of the photos, but the difference in my skin by simply increasing my water intake has been insane. Like, I've been taking a selfie a day and trying to be in the same spot at the same time to see this difference. And right now my skin hates me because it's Shark Week, but I look brighter. My skin looks dewier. I'm not as dry and flaky. And I just seem, even I saw Mum the other night and she was like, you look sparkly. And I was like Edward from Twilight? But no, she said I just seemed a lot lighter.
Wow.
And I do feel that way. I don't know if it's because I'm proud of myself for finally doing something that I haven't done. I've always felt so guilty for not drinking more water. So I don't know if it's that load that's been lightened or the fact that I am feeling better because my body's getting what it needs. But yeah, it's been insane.
Wow. And how have you done anything in particular to try and get the water into you? Well,
it's been me and my Stanley against the world.
Beautiful.
I look like such a basic bitch carrying around my Stanley, but as well, it's the same when I'm at a pub and they're like, skull. I'm like, I skull better with a straw and I don't know why. I can drink a lot out of a straw.
I feel like it goes faster.
Yeah.
Well, very thin straw.
Oh no, I was going to say we're used to it. No, we're not. No. Anyway, because the Stanley's got the straw and I'm good with straws. And I just know, okay, if I can drink one of these a day, and that in my brain isn't a lot. It's just one. It's one.
Yeah.
So that's been really good. So it's still on my bedside table, but it moves now.
Oh, I love it.
It starts the day and ends the day on my bedside table. But yeah, I've been drinking one of those and even more. So I've been having my glass of water with dinner. So it hasn't been as tricky to integrate than what I thought it would be.
Isn't it funny how one simple change, literally just drink more water and you're seeing all these improvements?
Well, okay, so I follow this podcast. It's called Life Uncut, if anyone has watched it. But they now do a little spin-off mini-series called Clouds. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's looking specifically at people with ADHD, and very similar to what we talked about in our goal setting episode. They were talking about cues, and they had this special guest on talking about dopamine. And this guy was explaining that the first 5 to 10 minutes of your day sets you up for the rest of the day. So people who wake up immediately and scroll in their phones, their bodies crave that level of instant dopamine all day. Whereas people who wake up and spend the first 5 to 10 minutes sitting on the edge of their bed or having a glass of water, that is the type of dopamine that their body craves for the rest of the day. And they ran a study. So the study started with about 20 people who had between 7 to 9 hours of screen time a day.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot. But screen time included TV, phones, all
computer,
sorts.
right? For work.
Computer. Yeah. Actually, I need to look into that. I don't know if computer counted. But they started with 7 to 9 hours, and then they changed the first 5 to 10 minutes for half of them to sitting on the edge of their bed and just waking up slowly that way. And then the other half was business as usual. And just by doing that over 6 to 7 weeks, their screen time went down to 3 to 4 hours a day from 7 to 9. And the way that he explained it was really, it made a lot of sense. And I just thought that was absolutely crazy, because you do, like, if you instantly wake up and you go on TikTok where it's that quick reactive dopamine hit, of course you're going to crave that for the rest of the day, because that's how you've set yourself up. So that was insane as well. I felt really seen, like insanely seen.
Crap. Yeah, and so I'm so interested in what are these little fixes.
Yeah.
Because they will amount to massive changes.
But as well, all roads lead back to habits. I'm finding, like, every single topic that we talk about, it's like, I need to get into the habit of doing this, or what's my cue?
Yep.
What's my cue to drinking more water? What's my cue for breakfast? What's my habit? Like, am I going to meal prep? Am I going to, buy my food on this day? Like, it all goes back to
habits and routine.
That, I know. So we got amazing questions through, and we need more time to unpack them. So I propose that we do a couple of bonus episodes where we can really, like, have an old school girls sleepover and go through.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, right?
Yes, definitely.
But to scratch that itch,
there's a cream for that.
Don't go to the doctors.
Okay.
We'll start off, we'll ease into it. Okay. The movie quote comes into my head. Yep. What's your perfect Sunday?
Oh, my perfect Sunday.
Maybe if we go through our current Sunday routines, and then maybe, like, what we would do with our higher self Sunday.
Oh, I like that hymn. Okay.
Thank you.
So my current Sunday, I use it as a bit of a reset day.
Yeah.
So I try and keep plans to a minimum, and I clean my house. I make a shopping list. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, it's my adulting day. I do a food shop. I'll meal prep for the week, especially on the AIP. It's been really important to do so. Yeah. And then sort of prep for the week ahead, school pickups, drop-offs, what's happening, that sort of stuff. If I have time, I love to have just like those slow Sunday mornings. Before AIP, I would make some pancakes and some bacon, or go out for like a little cappuccino with my little man, which I really like. In terms of like what I would do, like higher self-wise, my high self just wouldn't be restricted to the 9 to 5 grind. So the whole pressure of like having to meal prep and stuff maybe would be as much of a big deal as it is. But nonetheless, I think I'd love to spend more time outside, going on like little adventures, little day trips, especially with like friends and family, going out for like long lunches. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Doing a bit of hobbies. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Oh, 100%. I love that. Yeah. Very similar. So like your Sundays, our productive, like, get as much done as we can are Saturdays, because we're still kind of winding down from the work week. So Sundays are usually our rock day. So we try to get everything done as far as socializing, chores, all of that done on Saturday. So Sundays are nothing. Like, I'm lucky if I leave the couch on a Sunday. But as far as like my perfect Sunday for my higher self, I would want to be a little bit more active, like go out for just a walk. Nothing that's too high energy, but just, go for a walk, grab a coffee, enjoy the sunshine while we've still got it, and just get outside. Yeah. Because there's days where I would not go outside on a Sunday. So, that's me.
I like that question.
I love that question. And now, okay, ready?
Yep.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This one's kind of like a two-pronged one for us to consider. So do you have any tips for balancing work, school, social life without falling into an ADHD burnout hole?
That is such a good question, because I relate to that so much.
Like, it's the tips and the burnout side of it. So like, as far as tips go, and it really depends on, because you've mentioned school. Yes. And we haven't been to
graduated,
school.
5 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, like, it was like yesterday.
Yeah.
So, it depends on what your lifestyle is like. And obviously, if you're still in that school age, your life is still very much dependent on those around you in your household as well. So your guardians, your parents, they still have quite a big hand in things. I find what helps me is scheduling. So like don't tell my boss, but my work calendar has all of my personal, I guess, scheduling in it as well. So if I have a social event, if I'm going to the gym, if I need to go to the doctor, like I put it on private, of course, but like everything is scheduled. It's in the one place, so I can see when my downtime is and when I know things are going to be busy. So if someone does ask me about plans, I can see, okay, well, actually this week is quite busy.
Yeah.
So let's try push that to try and manage that burnout as well, and like color coding and categorizing things. Because burnout is a big one for me as well. And I'm trying to manage not overbooking myself really, and learning how to say no, which is actually another question that we got through, but we need to unpack that one in our other episodes.
Yeah, I think it's important to really, for me, routine has been a really big thing. And I find that the weeks where I do stick to a routine, I'm generally better off and feel better. And I feel like I've been more productive. So I've bought, I love a list. Yeah. Partly because my memory is absolutely shit. But I just forget things all the time, and sometimes the pressure of, oh my God, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten? So I just dump everything every night into like my notes on my phone until now, where I've bought a have you seen on Instagram or like TikTok? Everyone's got, not everyone, the bougie rich influencers have it's like a leather folio diary planner where it's from Paris and it's like $300. Okay, so I've got a budget-friendly version, which is also a small Australian business. We'd love to support small businesses. They're called Creators Friend, and they're in Queensland. And essentially, they've got vegan folios in different colours, and they're like little A5. And they also come with, you can choose a selection of workbooks, planners, diary type booklets that you can put into your folio, and you can fit up to 4, which I love that you can customize. But the photos are anything from like your weekly planner to a like if you like to cook, you can put your recipes down, or if you're a writer, you can write notes, and it gives prompts and bits and pieces. But all of those books are designed for ADHD friendly, way, the way our minds work. So it's great there's pages where you can be a bit more rigid and say, these are my priorities. And it sort of forces you to not overcomplicate it. Yeah. And go, okay, just pick 3 to 4 priorities for this week. And that's what you stick to.
That's so you don't They're the non-negotiables.
Yes. Yeah. And then you don't feel overwhelmed, which is really great, which sometimes a to-do list can be too, where do I start?
I did have a flick through it the other day, and like it's like on paper how my brain is organized. So it's really cool. And I do really like how that's set out, because I was using something similar before these resources came out. It was just from Officeworks, but it was A4, but when you opened it up, you could see your full week. And it was just blocks with just note sections. It wasn't times of the day or anything. It was just for so it could be for anything, but to have it a bit more organized, like purposeful, I guess, would be amazing.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I carry it with me everywhere. So yeah, I think I put a little code and I'll put into our link tree.
Link it.
I want
to link it. Oh, amazing.
So yeah, I've really enjoyed that. So yeah, and putting healthy boundaries for yourself to avoid that burnout. Yeah, burnout's when, like you said, when you overcommit yourself. So having some sort of a routine, like Sundays being my reset days, I know that I've got space in my calendar, and sometimes it's a Saturday, sometimes it's a Sunday. Yeah, but I know I've got that time where I've got to, do those things, so I feel better for the week ahead.
That's so good.
Just know it's okay to say no.
Oh, it's definitely okay to say no.
It's hard, but
that's something that I'm still learning how to do. But yeah, it's up to you, and obviously what works best for you. Everyone's brains work very differently. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Love that question. Now would be a good time, I think.
Yeah.
Should we do fuck, marry, kill?
Let's do fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I've got them. Okay. It's a bit unhinged.
All right. Oh no.
It's really unhinged. Okay. Fuck, marry, kill.
Yep. You can't even say it. Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yep.
Elmo. Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Who's Gollum?
Like my precious.
Yep.
And Darth Vader.
Okay. This is like our worst one. This is really hard. Okay.
Okay.
I've got, no, 1 minute. How old's Elmo? Because I can't fuck, marry, or kill like a 4-year-old child monster puppet thing. But is it...
I'm Googling.
How old Elmo is?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you could technically, the show's been around for like 50, 60
well, yeah,
years,
like
right?
surely
So
it's like,
Elmo's 60.
Wait, is it a girl or a guy?
I don't know.
Are they middle-aged? I don't know. Okay.
Go on.
3.5. Okay. I think, but I don't want to marry or
I don't want to do anything with Gollum besides
a 3-year-old. No.
Oh, yeah. But do you know what I mean? So that means that's really hard because I don't want to do anything with Gollum.
But I don't want to kill a 3-year-old.
So my hands are tied. Yeah.
But is it just a puppet?
Am I doing it with the puppeteer, who I'm assuming is a grown consenting adult?
But I don't want to fuck a grown consenting adult with a voice like that,
But is the voice different to the puppet? Like hands? I've got too many questions.
Okay. I would fuck
Yep.
Darth Vader.
Yep.
But he needs like a little like modesty flap because I just want access to Darth. I don't want Anakin underneath Darth because Anakin's got no arms or legs.
Since when?
Episode 3. Need to educate you, man.
There's a series?
No, episode of the movies.
Oh.
Each movie is an episode.
No.
Anyway, and I don't want, because it'd be like a loaf of bread just sitting there.
Yeah.
Would
it be dangling? Where does it... Yep.
Whip out your lightsaber, Darth. It's time.
It's time.
I do quite like Darth. I like his... no
edginess.
Spoilers. No, I was gonna... No. I won't say any spoilers. Oh, it's been out for years. Oh, anyway, I won't say any spoilers.
Yeah, not for me because I haven't watched that.
I like his... Is it his grandson? Yeah, I like his grandson. Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. Anyway, I'd fuck Darth. I would marry Elmo, but there is no consummating
going on.
It's just like something that I cuddle when I go to bed at night kind of thing.
Fair, nice.
There's no voice, there's no hand in there that's not being operated. It's just a plush toy. Okay, it's a puppet. I sleep with a puppet. And I'd kill Gollum because Gollum freaks me the fuck out.
Yep, okay.
Are you on board?
I agree, 100%. Put it there.
Put it there, mate.
Put it there.
Okay.
I think that's the only correct option.
There's no other way I can say it.
This one, you need to let us know.
Please tell us.
Is there any other way?
Please drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking Gollum.
No. I'm not doing it.
But didn't Gollum never used to look like that, I believe. But I think we have to go off what we know. Most recent.
Yeah, when I saw him last Tuesday, he looks, the way he looked. Yeah.
He's let himself go.
He's just...
Okay, cool. So we've taken... I'm thinking about Gollum too much now.
No, me too.
We've taken Ella's beautiful mixture. We've popped it in a bowl just here. So we've got enough for the both of us. Mm-hmm. It smells absolutely amazing. So now we're going to...
load them up into our lettuce boats.
Boats,
little boats.
Look, I've got a little flat. See, this is what Darth needs.
A little flat.
Like a little, like a little...
It's like Adam and Eve type thing, isn't it? With
a little all right.
Leaf. Okay.
All right, you go.
No, you are the guest.
Okay. The guest?
Yeah, I know it's your house, but I cooked for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I understand. Mm-hmm. I understand. Okay, I'm excited. Okay. There, I think. And then I'm going to do some cuke. some cucumber.
Bit of crunch.
Bit of crunch. I'm going to do some. What's that again? I forgot the word. Coriander. It just fell out of my head. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Now, like normally I would put like sesame seeds or like crushed peanuts.
Would you like some cube?
Bit of chili. Oh yes, please shove it in. But I can't have any of that on AIP. So this is
only
as
one
good
more.
as
Do you want
it's
this one?
Go on, shove it in.
And then do you want some?
A little bit.
You want some?
Shishi.
I was going to say cilantro.
Yeah. Oh, are you in the US? Oh my goodness. Bit of coriander. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
ready?
This
is what it looks like.
Oh no.
Okay. I don't know how to.
I'm just gonna fold.
Pretend I'm in a fish and chip shop. Okay.
When I was little, I always wanted to work in a fish and
chip
shop. I don't know why.
Oh, mine's split. Okay.
Oh, it's not ready. Okay.
Cheers.
Let's do this.
Oh. Oh my god, yum.
I'm so happy with that. Yeah.
Diet what?
You
would not feel restricted on this at all.
No. Right?
That is so good. I'm very surprised. I'm very pleasantly impressed.
Too. I was a bit worried that there wasn't going to be enough, flavour with lack of seasoning, but I think the little sauce really pulled through. If any of you want the recipe, the quantities, let us know, and we will definitely give it to you guys.
We will. Okay, I reckon it was 4 out of 5. The only reason it's a 4 is because I would love to do some like fresh chili and some pepper and maybe like a oyster sauce drizzle or something. But totally agree. My love, other than that, this is
you happy with that?
Insane. I'm so happy with this. And sorry for whatever the mics are picking up.
It's a good meal prep. Because you could have this with in lettuce. You can also have it with cauliflower rice, over sweet potato. Heaps of things. Oh, I'm so happy with that.
Very good. Oh, well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm waiting till my mouth's not full. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. So this has been Topic for Health and Fitness. Penne, for your thoughts. So join us next week. We'll be doing after. Oh my gosh. And then, we've decided there's going to be a couple of Q&A episodes where we're just answering all of your questions, seeing what we've been up to so far. And then we'll, touch base with everyone. So make sure you keep sending in your questions. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and we're now on YouTube as well. So subscribe and you can watch us as well. So can't wait to see you then.
Beautiful. We love you. Bye.